Hello everyone, this is Griffin Station back here with another Jump Force video. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about 5 improvements I think Spike should make from the beta. And now, these are minor gripes. For the most part, I had an extremely enjoyable experience with the beta, but of course, with the beta comes an unfinished product. And that's why I am making this list. Not because I don't like the game, but because I want Spike to improve this to be even a better game than it already is. So, let's start with number 5, which is, strangely, the character's teeth. Now, I love the graphics in this game. I know some people don't particularly like the graphics, but for the most part, I like them. But I want to digress that the character's teeth, for the most part, just don't look that natural. Whenever I see them talk, it just takes me out of the experience. And so that's why this is on my list. Maybe if they just either lightened the lines between each teeth, or just remove the lines between the teeth in general, it would make me feel a bit better about how they look whenever they talk. But for the most part right now, it just looks weird. I just don't like the look of it. It does not look appealing to me. And so that's why this is on my list as number 5. It's probably just an easy texture fix, and so hopefully they change this. For number 4, I have stage transitions, and I loved the stage transitions, but I think they need to do some tweaking with them. So with the Matterhorn, we had 3 different places we could maneuver in the stage, and in New York, the same case. But when it came to Hong Kong, we could only go to one stage other than the main one, and for Namek, we only had the one location we started in, which I feel really hinders the experience of stage transitions as a whole. Another point I want to specifically talk about stage transitions is the fact that with the stage transitions, it's really hard to trigger if you're playing against a CPU. I was hardly able to do it unless if I just stood around and let the opponent hit me until I got down to half health. My awakening gauge was filled at least halfway, so I could use 2 smash attacks against the enemy to send them to another portion of the stage when I simply just wanted to see the cool animation. Now of course I can understand the problem with just allowing you to do a stage transition wherever, and so that's probably why they put some limitations on it, but I don't think that they need that many limitations. I think if they wanted to do some limitations, just maybe make it health regulated, or make it do 2 smashes in a row. Because honestly, it is sort of hard to do 2 smashes in a row quick enough to trigger the stage transition with some characters. And that's why for most of the stage transitions I just did it with Naruto, because he was super reliable and easy to do them with. But for my number 3 spot, it sort of has to do with the mechanics of the battle, which is customizable options for offline play. Now I'm specifically saying offline play because I feel these settings could get out of hand if you're doing it online publicly. I wouldn't mind if this were an option for online, non-ranked, whatever, you're playing with your friends, but I don't think this should be in ranked battles. But I do think that customizable options would also help serve the game in the long run. You can customize how long your health bar is, which I know some people want it longer, some people are fine where it is. You could customize if you could use awakenings, ultimate awakenings. You could customize if your ability bar was locked or if it was full the entire match. These would be great settings that you could use in this game. I would also like to see some settings for the CPU, so it's not just how it was in the beta, because the CPU is pretty easy in the beta. I would like to see some settings going from easy to hard, maybe very hard, just so you could diversify the level of the CPU for those of us who don't necessarily want to play against other people online. Going to my number 2 spot, we have battle introductions. Now the battle introductions in Jump Force I feel are severely lacking. The characters aren't actually interacting with one another. They're just sort of spouting a line that they'd most likely say from the respective series and just leaving it at that. In J-Stars, you actually got a sense that these characters were actually coming together from different worlds and talking to one another, as if, let's say, Naruto is talking to Toriko, and Toriko is talking about ramen to Naruto. That's just what I want to see in Jump Force. And so far, it's just Rukia don't get in my way, I don't want to hurt you. They aren't actually conversing with one another. And that's one of the greatest aspects of these crossover games, getting to see characters interact that you normally never get to see interact. And I feel that we're sort of missing that right now. We'll probably get a lot of that in the story mode, don't get me wrong, but I mean, the battle mode is where we're going to mostly spend our time, I assume. And so, I want to see these characters interact as fully fleshed characters, meeting each other, maybe not for the first time, but just seeing each other and getting along in unique ways. And now for my number one spot, I have the frame rate stability. Now this was a pretty big problem, especially in the online lobby, as well as in the stage Hong Kong. Now for the most part, when you were playing in Hong Kong, the frame rate was decent. I would probably say around 25 frames per second. I know it's not like 30 frames per second like most of us would want, but it was still decent. But when you got to the stage transition for Hong Kong, especially the stage transition, right after you finish it, there's just this huge drop-off of frames, which is just horrendous. It honestly takes me out of the game. At least at that point you aren't really doing too much, but it still is pretty bad, especially for a fighting game. They really need to optimize the frame rate for these larger maps, because if they don't, it's going to hurt the overall product. I also think that the online lobby will probably be improved from the beta. They're probably just testing it out right now, and they're going to make improvements. But I still think that this is a major issue that Spike need to know about, so they can fix this for the official release. Are there any other problems that you can think of that you want fixed from the beta? Leave them in the comment section down below, because honestly, some people might think we're just complaining, but critiques are what make a better game. And as long as you're being honest, forward, and also polite about how you present your criticism, we'll all get what we want in the end. Thank you all so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed this video or found it informative, please leave a like, it'd be greatly appreciated. If you want to see more of my content, subscribe to the channel, and turn on bell notifications so you are alerted whenever I upload. You can also click on the eye icon in the top right hand corner to see some of my recent videos. But other than that, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll catch you guys in the next video or live stream. Bye!